How many hours are you away from leaving, Philly? Got everything packed up? That's good. That's good. That's excellent. Just like a woman. Just like a woman. Just like a woman. So you're not gonna make it back? You don't believe he's gonna make it back? Alrighty. Y'all ready to go? Not yet? We're talking about the Combine recap. We're talking about the league. We're talking about more NCAA stuff, and then the basic shit. And then the season 5 shit. What up, everybody? It's your boy Brian James, and I'm back with my guys, Philly Guy and Snoop. Not Snoop. Snipes. Snipes. It's been a minute.
We are on one today already, BJ.
Hey.
What's up with him?
I don't know, man. I don't know what the day holds, but it's probably because I just got off the phone with Snoop. I literally just got off the phone with Snoop, so that's probably why I got the names mixed up. But anyways, with that being said, we back with another podcast, man. How you guys feeling?
Excellent, man. Excellent. Can't complain, man. Blessed week and a great weekend. I'm definitely looking forward to this conversation, man.
Oh yeah. We had a great combine weekend. Did you guys enjoy that?
Yes.
Indeed, we did.
Yes.
Indeed, we did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? Is Worthy going to be in 99 speed?
Okay, now that's. I think we can hop right into this topic right here. I think we can hop right into this topic.
Yeah,
Worthy,
for real.
I think Madden should revise the entire speed threshold.
Based off of what?
Based off of this 40 time that was posted by Worthy this past weekend. And some may say, "Oh, you're being a little irrational. It's just a 40 time. It's not that big of a deal." It is a big deal, and I'm gonna tell you why.
It's a big deal.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm going to tell you why. The guy ran the fastest 40 time in combine history, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There are three things that I have that upsets me about the game. There are guys that are faster than certain guys in real life that aren't faster than certain guys in the game.
Yes.
If we're going to talk about that, we can start with Antonio Brown. When Antonio Brown was on the cover of the game, he was 92 plus speed. The guy ran a 4.7. He's not that fast. We talked about them giving Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua 92 speed this year. That was ridiculous. They started off the year with regular speed. Maybe not Cooper Kupp, but Puka Nacua. But all of a sudden later on in the year, they gave him 92 speed like he was just that fast. And I think that those false narratives with the speed rating, it takes away from the authenticity of the game. You know
How?
I'm gonna say it like this. Okay, well now think about it from a franchise standpoint, right?
Sure.
In franchise, you have the +3 speed on if you got the right coach and things like that. In MUT, you got the speed boost if you got the right chemistries and things like that. My thing is this: what is the benefit to having a guy like Tyreek Hill if that speed doesn't matter because of all the different nuances you added to the game? That's why I say that the entire threshold, the entire speed threshold needs to be revisited. So I think, in my opinion, they should start with the fastest guy being 99 or 100 or whatever they want to put, and then the slowest guy in the league being whatever it is. And everybody else should follow suit underneath those ratings. So if you got...
I'll tell you real quick. I'm gonna let you keep going,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say this because you mentioned something about the 100 speed.
Yeah.
They need to bring that back.
They need to bring that back.
That needs to come back.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that, but I'm gonna let you continue on. But I just wanted to put that point out there that they definitely need to bring that 100 speed back. Yeah. They need to bring that back.
I think that's a rare thing. I think the only person that ever had that rating was Devin Hester, right? Am I correct?
Yeah. Devin Hester's the only one that had 100. You can't tell me that guy like Tyreek Hill shouldn't have 100 speed.
I don't think. Well, but the thing about it is, I think if you with that's why I said with Worthy running a 4.21, he definitely deserves 100 speed.
And matter of fact, now think about it. Wait a minute, John Ross, when he had the record, right?
They gave him 96 speed,
and that's the most that he got.
96 speed.
Like what?
That was
that doesn't make it.
That's
that
what
sense.
I'm like Madden is trying to let you know. Oh, we don't put. That's their way of saying we're not putting that much value into 40 times. You know. But my thing is this: is that Chris Johnson, when he had the fastest 40 time, what was his speed in the game? 99 speed.
99 speed.
Chris Johnson had 99 speed. He was the fastest player in the game, and you was able to tell and feel that when you played the game. If he got away in the open field, he was going. You couldn't catch him. Tyreek Hill, he's one of those guys. But I think there's a lot of guys in the league that if you get them in open field, you're not gonna run them down.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got BKP, J Hall, TG, Inglewood, Illuminati. I see y'all in the chat. Definitely get your credits for being here. Yeah, it's a lot of guys. Like I said, I think he should get 100 speed. Tyreek Hill should be 99. I think what's the guy for the Lions?
Oh, Jameson Williams.
Yeah, he didn't. But the crazy part about it was he didn't even run a 40.
Yeah.
He didn't even run a 40. He was hurt. They gave him 98 speed just based on what they saw. Speed. And I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gentlemen just don't understand. Okay, you don't understand Madden. I'm gonna ask you, very simple questions. First of all, please explain to me what abilities does Aaron Donald have in real life?
No. Listen. We're not even talking about abilities.
My point. You don't even know where I'm going. Let me finish my point. All right. Okay. Now, you don't have abilities in real life. EA knows speed rules everything around this game. So if you want to have a player that's performing at a high level, they're going to be fast. And that's it. So they are very selective in the players they pick who have speed because they are going to be good players. There's no reason to bump up Puka Nacua. There's no reason to bump up any players like Cooper Kupp that clearly aren't running away from people, but they run excellent routes unless you need them to get open, to get separation in this game. So, everything you're talking about right now, right? Can you imagine, just for a second, just imagine that you do have Xavier Worthy with 100 speed in next year's version of the game.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with his ability to run routes.
No. That brings me to my next point, because there are guys in the game that are fast, but like let's say for instance Swartz is with last year. I'm not talking about last year's Swartz. This year's Swartz, he was fast. He's fast.
Yeah.
But he does not get open like he did last year in the game.
Nah.
Swartz does not get open like he does not get open like that. Like he may be fast, and sometimes you feel like, dang, I thought he was faster than that. Like when you play with Swartz. Swartz was a dude last year who was like, he had everything outside of speed was boo-boo. But since he was fast, he got open. This year in the game, he's fast, but he doesn't get open the same way I think the route running attributes matter to a certain extent. Now, if a guy, I'm saying like if the best route runners in the league is Devontae Adams and Ayuk and all those guys route running should be jumping off of the chart. Yeah. The guys who aren't good route runners, it should be bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? Like that's just my opinion. And like I said, it gives the game a little bit more validity in certain different elements and aspects of it when you have those ratings actually mean something. If I watch Cooper Kupp get walked down every week because he's catching a 5-yard slant, he's fall into the ground, or he's getting the first down and fall into the ground and things like that, we have never seen Cooper Kupp on a go route burning past nobody. You know what I'm saying? That just doesn't happen. I've never seen it. Have you seen it, Philly?
BJ, because you're talking about speed, we're talking about go routes, right? But in the real world, in the NFL, the pass rushes do not allow for these dudes to be running.
We're not talking about pass rush right now.
I'm telling you, it's all connected. It's all connected. You cannot have players with 100 speed and expect for players that don't have 100 speed to be out on the field performing at the wide receiver position if you don't take into account everything else that's going on in the game. There's 11 men on both sides of the field, right? You can't just have speed as being the number one thing.
No, I'm not. That's my point.
Can't do it.
That's my point. I'm not saying speed should be the number. I'm not saying speed should be the number one thing. What I'm saying is that speed. What up, Mr. Mouth? Speed should be rationed accordingly. That's all I'm saying. Is that the guys that aren't fast, don't make them fast so they can get open. Make that route running attribute mean something so that they can get open. That you like Cooper Kupp, you shouldn't be like you're not gonna send Cooper Kupp on the street. Cooper Kupp's gonna be running slants. Make his agility 99 or something, or make his change of direction 99. His short route running 99, so that when he runs those slants, he does get separation from the faster guys because he's getting out of those breaks faster. Make those other ratings mean something so that when you play the game, you can actually feel it and say, okay, this dude may not be the fastest, but I know if I send him on a slant or a drag or a zig route, he gonna get that separation. You know, and I will say they did a good job of trying to make the routes look different by when certain players run certain routes. 100 speed, 20 awareness, can't run routes. You not on the field. That's my point. Is that you got like I said, Schwartz. I've never seen Schwartz just run a route in real life, like in a game. You know, TG played with him on the Browns. He may know something differently, but I've never seen. All I've seen him do is run those end arounds, those touch passes, and they throw him a bubble screen. That's all he does in real life. Like that's his arsenal. Like that's his skill set. I don't see him like, oh, we're gonna have him go run a double move and he's gonna. Yeah. No, that's not what he's gonna do. That's not his skill set. You know, I'm not saying that he can't do it in real life, but that's not what they have him doing in real life. He's not showcasing that ability in real life. It's always been he's been somewhat of a gadget player. So Miko Hartman, another player, you know, he's not running double moves. We seen in the Super Bowl the hands are you know, he doesn't have the best of hands in the world when they lost to the Bucs in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So if that was the case, New York wouldn't have traded him. The Jets wouldn't have traded him, Philly, if he was that hot of a commodity as a route runner. He's not. He's not the best route runner. He's a gadget guy.
Jets out of it. He did just fine in the right scheme in
Kansas City. Kansas City, yeah.
Right. But that's what I'm saying to you is physical traits are one thing, right? We can measure that. We can measure how many reps. We can measure 40. We can measure, you know, any cone drills that they may do. The problem becomes when you're playing a video game to code it in such a way, like you said, that different players with different skill sets actually matter. And I'm just saying that I can't see that because you don't need route running to run a go route. You don't need route running to run a go route. You're just running in a straight line. That's what Xavier Worthy did when he ran his 40 time. He ran in a straight line. There was no defenders.
See now people that haven't played ball feel that way. Like you don't need route running. When actually you still need some form of route running to get that separation. Even on a go route. You may want to get an inside release. You may want to get an outside release. You may want to veer inside to break back out to get the ball to, you know, get a little bit more separation on that go route and things like that. But there are a lot of different nuances that go into playing football. All I'm saying is this: if we're talking about speed, and we're just talking about speed, only speed, right? If they're gonna make that accurate in the game, all I'm saying is let Xavier Worthy be 100 speed and let everybody else fall underneath that. They did a good job of that. I think that was in Madden. I remember that year everybody was complaining about everybody being slow. And I think Marshawn Lynch was like 92 speed one year. The next year he was like 87 speed or 88 speed. And everybody complained about them being too slow. But in reality, they gave everybody like realistic speed. The guys that were fast were fast. The guys that weren't. The route runners they play like route runners. It's just that when you play the game, you know, nobody, you know.
But you said it already. You said we just focusing on speed, but you keep coming back to other aspects of the game that people start crying about, start complaining about, I don't like the way this is playing.
I see J Hall saying Jerry Rice running 4.8 and he was smoking DBs. Let's talk about the line of scrimmage.
He wasn't necessarily smoking.
No, he
was a physical specimen. A lot of people don't realize that with Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice,
he knew how to rock the angles. You know what I'm saying?
Like knowing leverage, knowing angles.
He knows leverage, knows angles.
And then on top of that, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is one of the hardest guys to get your hands on at the line of scrimmage.
My gosh. You remember watching him back in the day?
Think about the times in which Jerry Rice played. DBs could put their hands on receivers.
Man, they could damn near tackle you before you get your route off.
Let's talk about Lester Hayes. Lester Hayes was out there jamming people up, had stick 'em all over his jersey, out there looking crazy. He's out there with a butt cage playing corner. You know what I'm saying? That was the era of football that these guys were coming from. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Rice. Majority of the corners in the league at that time. Let's think about it. Who were the elite corners in that time? You had Dion, you had Rod Woodson, you had who else? Who was the elite corner at that time?
You can't forget my man from Washington.
Who? Darryl Green?
Yeah.
You had Darryl Green.
Darryl Green was one of the fastest. He was one of the fastest DBs in the league.
No, he was.
Yeah, he was.
I said, yeah, I seen when nobody forgets him running down Tony Dorsett. We remember that. We know he's fast. Everybody know Darryl Green is fast. But what I'm saying is this, is that during that era, that was a physical era for DBs. The majority of those corners in that time were press corners. Am I right or am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Majority of those times, those were press corners. They were man-to-man corners. These dudes was locking up, and you know, yeah. So it Eric Dickerson too. You know what I'm saying? You right, Gerald Green right now, Eric Dickerson too. So, but my thing is that the DBs have less opportunity to put hands on. If you could put hands on receivers, a lot of receivers wouldn't be the receivers they are now. If you could really put hands on receivers like you could back in the day,
yeah,
a lot of these receivers wouldn't have the yardage in seasons that they haven't.
Not even a little bit.
We seen what happened to Tyreek Hill when he had hands put on him. Y'all saw in that Chiefs game when he was they choked him out at the line of scrimmage. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, that look. None of that is wrong. All I'm saying is if they're going to make the speed the way that you're saying it should be based on reality, it's not going to work.
Why?
Because people are going to complain.
No. That's my thing. That's my thing. This is what we have to come to the realization of as Madden players, as older guys that play Madden, is that football is not the football we grew up watching anymore. Madden is not the Madden we grew up playing, and they kind of go hand in hand into a certain extent. Yeah. Like we talked about. The physicality in football back in the day was way more intense.
Yeah.
You could hit quarterbacks, you could put hands on receivers, you could check guys coming across the middle and things like that. Now it's basically almost flag football with pads on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's almost two hands touch with pads on. You can't really hit nobody. You don't see the hits, bone crushing hits that you used to see and things like that. And if it is a hard hit, they're gonna call it targeting or helmet to helmet or something, and that's nothing wrong with trying to make the game safer. I'm completely on board with that, making the game safer, because a lot of players that played back then don't even remember playing back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
you're such a great player. Who, me? At what?
When did I play?
Last game I played was backgammon. But all I'm saying is that you know, the game is different, and as Madden players, we gotta understand that the game itself is the game of Madden is going to change along with the game of football in real life, right? You know, they're trying to change the kickoff now. They're trying to have everybody 5 yards apart. You can't catch it. You can't run it until nobody can move until the ball is caught and they start running, and then you can go out and tackle them. In my opinion, they might as well just get rid of the kickoff if that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right.
Because
you're right.
It's so soft. It's soft. It's soft, man. It's like it takes away from everything that like guys like Devin Hester put into the game. You know what I'm saying? When you have great kick returners, you have great guys like the X Factor for the Chiefs back in the day, Dante Hall, and things like that.
Yep.
These guys actually got out there with guys running the fastest they could run downfield to hit them and made them miss and was able to make plays and become legends because of it. They're about to remove. They're talking about removing that out of football too.
Yes, it's not safe. Those were dangerous times you speak of.
Man,
those are dangerous times. You got to change with the times, man.
That's all I'm saying is that it's hard for me to buy into football being football or these guys being elite guys when the goalpost has been moved closer. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say that. Let me tell you why you can't say that. Because that kind of thinking would not have allowed people of color to play in the league. You gotta remember. Okay? You gotta remember. You look at the evolution of sports. Right? You know what I'm saying is right. That certain things, hey, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. He can't do that. You can't play here. You can't play there. Like, the game has evolved to the level where this is what people want to see, right? They do polls all the time, and they're like, hey, what do you like football? I don't like about football. Why? It's too slow. I don't understand it. Okay, what don't you like about it? They run the ball. Why don't you? It's boring. Okay, so you want to see people throwing, catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? How many times have we broken down video? Is that a catch? He was bobbling it when he went out of bounds. No. Back in the day, he got two hands. That's a catch. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't seen if he had possession. It was about did it hit the ground or not.
Yeah.
They kept it really, really simple. Now,
yeah,
they want to protect the players because it's a dangerous sport.
He's a desk caught it.
But first of all, the Cowboys shouldn't even have been there. They should have lost the week before, but you already know that. So we're not even going to go there because those are facts and those are playoff games, right? But the bottom line is the game has changed me, James. And you need to change with it.
No, I get that. I completely understand it. But all I'm saying is it's just hard. It's hard to get into the spirit of football. Like, you know me. I live for the draft. I've watched every single draft since I was 4 or 5 years old. Every single draft. I can tell you who went where, who was picked at what time, this and that, what trades happened during those drafts, and what made those drafts electric.
Yeah, they got an app for that.
Yeah, they got an app for that. But I used to literally watch them every year, read the newspaper to see the transactions and all that stuff. But my thing now is just that, like, it's just, where are we going with this game we call football? Where are we going with this game we call Madden? We're like, let's do something to kind of make it like we everybody's hyped about the NCAA game coming out, correct? So, everybody's geeked up about it. And what's the main thing that they're talking about? All the different ways you can play to win. That's what they're advertising. There are multiple ways to win in this game.
Yeah.
There are multiple ways to play this game. There are multiple, you know, and let's be honest, like the playbooks in Madden, kind of stale, a little stale.
Not kind of. No, they're very stale.
A little stale, you know.
They're very stale.
The blocking schemes, a little stale. It's improved over the years, but my thing is just that, like, EA is gonna have to definitely step it up this year with the college game coming out, because I can see a lot of people if things are as advertised for NCAA, I can see guys saying, you know what, I'm cool on Madden this year. I'm gonna stick this out, play college football.
We talked about that last week, man. That's a very good possibility.
Yeah.
That's a very big possibility that can happen, man. Because even this week, we're hearing so many different things now. We're hearing 10,000 plus guys are now confirmed, and there's I think maybe one or two big guys that are not confirmed that said they're not going to be in. I think one of them, if I'm not mistaken, I think Arch Manning. Yeah, Arch Manning's one of them.
Yeah, because he was a backup. He probably didn't like his backup overall. You know,
maybe that's what it was. I don't know. They said he, quote unquote, is
waiting to
focusing more on football. Like, come on, man. Like,
Somebody said he does know that this isn't Tron. He doesn't have to actually play in those games.
Exactly.
Look,
you know what I mean?
The best thing is everything you guys are talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Because if NCAA is a game that you can play and you can win multiple ways, think about the Madden community, or we can call them MUT, and think about the NCAA community, right? If everybody's gravitating towards NCAA, you're not going to have a MUT component that's going to be crying about the pass rush or abilities or this, that, and the third. This is probably going to be, if it's as advertised, the football game that we've been asking for. And if it is that football game, then Madden is going to have to make a decision. Do we build a football game? Or do we just watch everybody just go over and play NCAA because they're going to get the experience that they used to get from Madden? They're going to get it from NCAA, and they don't have to worry about people doing anything but complaining about gameplay, about making sure that certain things, that are broken need to be fixed, little minor tweaks here and there, because that's what's going to happen. How long was Powder away from Madden? How long was he playing NCAA?
Yeah, been a minute.
Since 2014.
Yeah, been a minute.
You know what I'm saying? He played NCAA for 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years. And there's no reason to think that if this game is as good as advertised, that, hey, we got plenty of teams to choose from. We got plenty of playbooks to choose from. You know what I'm saying? And we get in and we have an NCAA season.
And I know that the rumor was that EA is doing multiple commentators this year as well, just like college, which I think is dope. I like it. I like that element in NBA 2K where you got different guys calling the games. And I think that's pretty dope. So I know Madden's supposed to be rumored to be implementing that as well. But I think maybe they may feel the pressure and trying to, like, I like the fact that I like the fatigue thing this year that everybody complained about. I thought it was cool. If you understood football, you understood why things were happening. But a lot of guys didn't understand that, because when you play a lot of guys, they stay in spinner and dollar the whole game, right?
Yeah.
So well,
see, Woody asking why we believe in the EA is going to make a good game.
Because I'm not necessarily believing in EA. I'm believing in the guys outside of EA that are assisting in the game, in the production of the game. The people that are also contributing their parts from outside of EA into the game. These are guys that have reputable names, working from reputable companies and things like that. But we know EA has been dropping the ball. Like, they've dropped the ball on numerous occasions, and the main thing is the matter at hand, and that's the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's the bag. That's the bottom line at the end of the day.
That's all. It's always the bottom line. Yeah. So that's always the bottom line.
But then there are you have the NCAA involved. You have different schools involved. And I feel like you got different college names on the line. You got students' names on the line, student athletes' names on the line. You got all these different components to where if it's a flop, it's on a grander scale. Like, I get we have NFL fans and things like that, but college football, there's only 32 teams in the NFL. There are way more college teams in college football than there are in the NFL. So that's that. If you get that reputation out to that many people.
Remember last week's podcast sucks, what I said?
It's gonna
remember what
worse.
I said last week in last week's podcast? I said that in last week's podcast.
Yeah.
I said I don't think there's any coming back for EA.
No, if
they blow this.
If this flops, there's no coming back for EA.
No.
If college is remotely like Madden in any aspect of it, to where you say, it's kind of got a little Madden feel to it. I smell Madden. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If that's the case, then I think it's gonna take a huge blow with the press, I think it's going to take a huge blow on social media, and I think it's gonna be a major setback for football gaming. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot riding on the success of this game. You know,
man. There's so much riding.
Yeah, because what happens is this:
success of this game.
If it does go well, now what happens is they're gonna want to do a basketball game. You already got everything in place with the app in place to get the NILs done, to get the players' names into the game and things like that. If I was EA, definitely would be using that NBA Live engine, putting that to use for college basketball. Yeah, because it didn't feel like, if you played NBA 2K and you played NBA Live, the more recent versions of those games, they're nothing alike, right?
Yeah, they're two different games.
Now, if NBA Live was a college basketball game, I think it would have been a lot more easier to kind of take in.
Great point, B. James. That's a fantastic point right there, because if they didn't release NBA Live but put that same engine into college, people would be playing it like crazy. People would be playing it like crazy.
Way bigger game. Like,
absolutely,
it would have been a way bigger game. So
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
I think it was just the fact that you had a better NBA option to go to, that it couldn't compete with 2K. You know, and people don't have the patience. Even though there were a lot of people playing the game still, because it was just a different version of NBA basketball. But I think if they actually had made that a college basketball game and focused on it being that, then that would have been, I think that would be the biggest follow-up to NCAA in my honest opinion. And they could definitely do something bigger with the college version of the game than the pro version of the game. So
yeah, agreed. Definitely agree.
Okay. Were there any other standouts at the Combine that you guys were thrilled to see?
Nope. That was it, man.
You didn't like Chop?
No. You know I did. You know, I talked about it on the show. And I'm going to get my pen. You remember I said on the podcast last week that I was looking forward to the defensive players.
Yeah. Looking
forward to the pass rush. You know. But, again, these are the physical traits. And I just hope that a lot of these players end up being in a good scheme. I don't want to see the talent that we had a chance to take a look at get wasted. Yeah. I don't want to see that. I want to see, they're like, oh, he can stretch the field. Okay, but he's got 20 route running.
Hey, I think we got it. Look, we got an EA lurker in here now. About Keno work looking away from the EA tower.
Checking in, checking in. But he understands, and I think to your point with the fatigue, again, the goal is to get the bag. We all understand that. But that's going to be the real question. What is the bag for NCAA? What is the bag? What is going to...
He said always taking notes.
What is going to make the bag bigger? Right? Like you said, you have so many schools, you have so many opportunities to make this game something that, people in high school, people in youth football, they get excited to look forward to, right? Oh, man, I can get my NIL deal. I could be on the game, right? It don't matter what school I go to. Knowing how hard it is to get to the NFL, as opposed to understanding that the NFL, it's a completely different animal. It ain't set up, right? So,
totally different animal.
What's going to be the bag for the NCAA game? Because I do agree with you. Like I said, I feel like the success of the game is going to dictate the direction that Madden goes, because Madden is going to want to bring those players over from NCAA into Madden. And the only way you can do that is to have a game that feels very similar to
that's what scares me a little bit. Obviously, before this game comes out, we hear a lot of guys talking about this is going to be a completely rebuilt game and this, that, and the third. I don't know, man. I'm a little skeptical about that. that it's going to be completely rebuilt. If they do rebuild this game, then that means that Madden might be rebuilt too. Is that a possibility? If for next year's Madden?
All right, I
don't know if you have to rebuild it though. I was just gonna say I don't know if you have to rebuild it. Right? We're talking about coding. So if for example you got 320 teams over here, but you only got 32 teams over here. You know what I'm saying? Then you don't need as much.
134 FPS teams.
Right, but I'm just saying like in terms of scale, you don't need as much, right? So you need less with Madden right now. Of course, there's going to be some formations that they're not using in the pros that we're going to see. It's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to see in NCAA. Now, you can just as easily
Wishbone.
Take the coding. Yeah, you can just as easily take the coding, right? How hard is it to make Alabama look like the New York Giants? It's not hard. It's not hard. Change a couple uniforms. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you tweak the ratings a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be that hard if you're talking about having the two games be similar. So if they've laid
no. They said the games aren't similar. They said the games are completely different.
No. I'm talking about making Madden similar to NCAA.
Okay.
They've laid the foundation, right? They've laid the foundation. So the hard work has been done.
He said they're gonna get the same code and skills as Air Force.
There you go. So I'm just saying there's a lot to look forward to because if they've spent what you said 4 years, it's been about 4 years with them working on this.
Rumors to be 3 or 4 years.
They're saying 3 or 4 years. Yeah,
3 or 4 years. They brought in a lot of talent, a lot of top-notch people working on the game. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to expect that this game isn't going to be different than Madden, and there's no reason to expect this game can't dictate the future of Madden moving forward.
I think there's a lot of guys that left EA that need to come back. And when they were here, I think they were underappreciated and undervalued when they were there. And you didn't realize the impact they had on the game until they left.
Do tell.
That's just my opinion.
So how are they going to stop people from crying?
No, this is the thing. Like, my thing is this. My son, he likes to be picked up when we go places, right? If you don't pick him up, he cries until you pick him up, right? The Madden community is no different.
That's right.
So that's just my opinion.
So what do? You just get in your car and drive off? No.
That's just my opinion.
My nephew like that. I'm just saying. So what do you do? What's the solution?
Sometimes you gotta ignore it. You gotta let people live. Let them struggle a little bit. They'll find their way. We used to do it back in the day. Think about how many times. Think about when that quarterback cone came out. Everybody hated it,
and we still played.
But we still played it,
and we figured it out.
We hated it.
Agreed.
But we still played it, and we figured it out.
I couldn't stand having to hit this one button twice just to get it to a quarter, to a receiver. You know what I mean? To get the cone right and everything. Yeah, we old J Hall. So what?
I'm just saying.
I couldn't stand that. But guess what we did? We did it regardless. It didn't make it. Never mind. We still did it because we wanted to play this game.
What they need to bring back, and I think would be great, it just from a franchise mode perspective, is situation. Yeah, you remember that? They had Madden situations where you could just
we need that because of how
the disconnects.
The disconnects and the servers that we all complain about. Yeah. You got to bring this back because you're helping guys out with franchises, whether it be college or Madden. You're helping guys out with these franchises. If you bring back that situation thing back, but bring that back, that helps. Helps commissioners out so much.
Yeah.
You
just don't understand.
I love what Illuminati just said in the chat. Illuminati just said Matt needs to make abilities an attribute, like deep route KO, short route elite. All those should be attributes. opposed to just being an ability.
Yeah, if you're gonna keep abilities in, I like that.
Numbers, too many numbers, and we're talking about coding issues. We're talking about server issues, right? Crossplay. We've waited a very, very long time for crossplay, and it's not perfected. It's still got issues. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's come a long way.
It's
from
actually
what it
working
was.
it's working surprisingly well.
Right. I'm saying it's still in its infancy. That's what I'm saying. It's still in its infancy, right? We weren't willing to take the risk for the Pro League, to have PS5 players in. It's still in its infancy. Okay. And I'm not saying, the Illuminati's idea that it's a bad idea. What I am saying is there's always a breaking point. And
keep in mind that
and they don't say anything about that.
Keep in mind, Philly, we may need to hold it down to a minimum because there is EA people watching. Now he's in. EA people watching.
Twitch.
I was saying we got the lines are tapped now, Phil. The lines are tapped. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just letting you know that the lines are tapped now.
That's fine. That's fine. Man. That's fine. I'm just saying it's
when we losing games and we think it's random by chance, like we just randomly lost. No, this is all. This is this is all by this is all on purpose, intentionally done. Those fumbles.
Look, I get where you're going with this. Some people have been asking, where's B-Guard? Right? And conspiracy theorists are saying that EA is the reason B-Guard's not here anymore. And you may be right. We can't speak on that because we don't want to happen to us what happened to B-Guard. Okay?
Black Phoenix is stupid.
We don't know.
Nobody asked.
All I'm saying is, there is a lot of coding.
Black Phoenix is an asshole. Like,
see, I wasn't even going to acknowledge that. All I'm saying is, there's a lot of coding that needs to be rewritten, and hopefully, with NCAA having those 4 years, that they've done that.
Yeah.
And we will get a better Madden game that's going to allow it to be crossplay. It's going to allow, us to pick up if a game disconnects. The same way when we're playing the computer in franchise and we leave to go do something, to come back and they're like, you got 3 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Do you want to continue? Like, there's no reason that can't be there. There's no reason. So all I'm
saying is this, Philly. When you play a game against the computer in franchise mode and you turn the game off without finishing it, when you come back on to the game, it asks, do you want to continue that game that you didn't finish? I think you should be able, that game should be joinable for 2 players. If you disconnect, it should, wherever stopped at, it should remain there, and both players should be able to join said game and be able to reconnect and complete the game and record it in franchise mode.
It's almost like a situation when you talk about, for example, Call of Duty. If Brian James is playing Call of Duty and he's playing online right now, if a slot is there and I want to join in his game, it allows me to join in his game.
Yes.
So kind of like the same thing.
Same thing.
There's not going to be any other slot there for somebody playing Madden. So you should allow that person to be able to come in and take over that particular team and continue. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's a game. I think that's just little things that they could implement. That's already in the game. It's already in the game. Like that's that part of it. As far as being able to continue a game, is just for the offline version of the game. Now, if you could send an invite from that unfinished game to the person that you were playing, that the game disconnected. Say we couldn't finish it. Oh, I gotta go to work. We gotta finish this later.
Then they said that. Then they saved the game. Go back to it.
And it records into the franchise. Like that should, man, that would be huge.
Absolutely. Hopefully the EA snipers are tuning in to what we're saying here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a big deal right here. This is bonkers right here. And bring this to the equation, guys.
Look. Peep this out too, Philly. Another thing.
Okay.
I don't know if you played 2K, right?
Yes.
Have you played franchise in 2K? Have you played franchise in 2K, Snipes?
I have not played, not this year.
Okay.
Previous years I have.
I don't know. I didn't play.
Year.
I haven't played too much 2K this year. But I remember back in the day, you could play games ahead of the schedule.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you could do that in Madden.
Yep.
If you say, you know what, I'm playing my week 1 game. I got to go out of town this week, Philly. You play your week 5, 6, 7, and 8 game, and it's already recorded in franchise because you played them in advance because you had to leave out of town. If Madden was able to implement that,
didn't we have that when online first came out for online franchise?
I think it did.
It did. We had that when online franchise came out. We had that.
All I'm saying is if they did that, things might get a little crazy. Things might.
That'd be wild.
You might shake a little. And the thing about it is, they think that we want to hear the crowd roar as they come into the stadium. We don't give a damn about that shit. I mean that stuff. But what I'm saying is, we want to hear. We want to see things. You know.
Who is we? Who is we? Who's got the biggest voice, B. James?
Man.
Who's we?
I'm just saying, the people.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is, look, again, it goes back to the coding, it goes back to the standard that NCAA is going to set, and hopefully, it's going to be enough that Madden can be reborn, because we know that all they've been really doing is, tweaking here and there, adjusting sliders here and there. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't really changed that much.
All I'm saying is that simple. We don't need all this big old fancy schmancy garbage they add into the game that we don't even care about. We don't care about that stuff. We just want the stuff that is in the game to work like it's supposed to work. That's all we ask. That's all I ask. If I call a cover 3 and the guy's in the Mabel and he's dropping right into the zone, he shouldn't look the ball into the receiver's hand. I'm just saying, like, that's all I'm asking. It's just
you need an ability. You need an ability for that. You want the game to play right. You need an ability.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't know. We got a guy in here from EA. Maybe you could be of some service to us, sir, and maybe tell us something that could help us, or you could maybe not tell us nothing because we know what happens when people talk at EA.
He's here to observe and report.
That's basically what it is, man. I feel like,
and that's okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay. If what are you reporting? What are you taking back? I think we should get a memo and a docket as to what it is that you're taking back to those guys.
You know what? We're gonna know. We're gonna know what's taken back. What if we have single-handedly gave him a VP position at EA by him watching our podcast? Hey, you're right. He's gonna.
Hopefully we get invited.
I want to get invited. No, you never get invited. You don't get invited. You don't get invited. You don't reap the spoils of the benefits.
I just need an invite. I need an invite to the EA Christmas party.
I don't want to come to the Christmas party.
Just tweet out that we're friends, Balkino. That's it. Just tweet it out. Hey, Philly guy, I hope the Jets do well this year. That's it. I'm not asking for much. I'm not like B. James. I understand the bottom line. I understand the needs of the organization. I understand that you're an observer report.
His hell me get another promotion.
There it is.
That's what I'm saying.
There it is. We like helping our fellow brothers out, man. That's what we do.
Yes. And I'd also like to win the season 5 Super Bowl. I don't have to go undefeated. You can make it look good. I can go like 13-3 or 11 and whatever, come in as wild card and then go on a great run in the playoffs. Whatever you got to do to get my players hitting abilities, I would appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. I'll be the oldest Madden Underground Super Bowl champion. I'd appreciate it, Balkino. I got plenty of ideas that get you that promotion that you're looking for. Just saying.
Yeah, definitely. Nah, shout out to Balkino, though. That's my guy.
No doubt.
And keep in mind, this guy Balkino cold dude, man. Balkino Balkito Kodu. Shout out to Balkito, man. That's my guy, man. Go back years. Told you stories. I don't know if I can say the stories on air. I ain't gonna say the stories on air.
Nope.
But we had some great stories and great laughs and great memories with Balkito, man. Shout out to Balkito. But nah, man. But yeah, all this. With all that said, man, I am looking forward to the college football game. I'm looking forward to all the different things that could possibly make the game great, you know. But Madden definitely needs to step it up a little bit. Yeah. It's just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. So, it is what it is.
Most definitely, man. I tell you the one thing that I'm looking forward to with college, man, I like to see the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to have the realignment features. I think they made that official.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have the conference realignment features in there. If I'm not mistaken, what else did they say? Every bowl game is going to be in there too.
Every bowl game?
Every bowl game is going to be in there. So, because obviously this year they got the 12 team playoff, right?
Yeah.
So those playoff games are probably going to be the bowl games, right?
I would assume.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. I believe.
No, because they have bowl games. You know, they got everything. They got a Snipes bowl game. They got a Madden Underground bowl game. You know what I'm saying? They got so many bowl games right now. You just got to worry about the big bowl games, the meaningful to the national title bowl games.
They used to have all the bowl games in there back in the day.
Yeah.
Right. But they got everything, bro. They got teams that are five and whatever playing each other in a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything is a bowl now.
I'm just geeked up, man. It's getting closer. The news is supposed to come out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, May, if I'm not mistaken. Sometime in May. Yeah, sometime in May.
I'm geeked about it. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a lot going on in the gaming world. But I'm eager to see. There's a lot of free agency stuff going on in free agency right now.
Yep.
Is Caleb going number one? Is the question.
Nah, I don't think Caleb going number one, man.
They should. I don't know. Devin Hester posted a picture on Instagram. It had Saquon Barkley. It had Marvin Harrison Jr. Mm-hmm. It had Ridley and Justin Fields and Cole Kmet. That potentially being the offense if they were to keep Justin Fields and go after the free agents they're supposed to go after.
You know what?
That offense would be crazy.
That offense would be wild, but I would love to see Saquon go to Houston. I would love to see him go to Houston.
I wouldn't. I don't.
I would. I would love to see him go to Houston. I think that's a better scheme for Saquon. I think that's going to be a better scheme for Saquon. I think that'd be a way better scheme for Saquon, in my opinion.
Really?
I do. Yep. I think it's going to be a better scheme for Saquon. And then furthermore,
how is that going to be a better scheme for him?
But check this out too. All right. So the biggest thing, and I'm glad y'all brought this stuff up here because I'm extremely happy. Shout out to Saquon. I'm extremely happy for him. I'm glad they didn't give him no franchise tag and try to keep him in New York. I'm glad they didn't do it. I'm so happy they did that to that man because that man, he is nothing but the epitome of excellence off the field, and he's a guy that deserves to up his career and go to a contender. The contender is the Texans. It's not the Bears. I'm sorry, it's not. Go to a contender. Don't go to the Giants. Don't go to New York.
Honestly,
and stay 4 or 5 years in New York and then go to the Bears.
I think don't do that. In my opinion, I think if he were to go to the Bears or the Texans, I think it's the same. Both divisions are in rebuild phases. You got the Packers who are trying to figure out their identity.
Texans are contenders, in my opinion. Those are contenders.
They're contenders, you know. But I'm saying that who's to say that the Bears won't be contenders with Kirk Cousins leaving Minnesota? I said with you never know what the Packer quarterback may be in the upcoming season. And then you got
I love cemented that.
Nah. He went back. I think that last pass in the playoffs, he went back to being. I think that was the golden slipper turning back into a pumpkin.
I don't think they're gonna do that to him. I don't think they're gonna do that to him.
James, you can't say that. First of all, that game came down to so much more than that. But I do agree with you with the Bears and the Texans, because if Saquon's going to a contender, Snipes, that was going to be my question. Who are the contenders? Not the up and comers, but who are the contenders? He's not going to the Chiefs.
No.
Oh no.
He's not going to the Ravens.
Isaiah Pacheco, he's got that locked.
He's not going to the Ravens. We know the Bills, right? They're going to release Poyer so they can free up some cap space.
They released
Poyer already.
All you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but
so I mean, think about what they're bringing to the table. He can't go to Miami, right? So what contender? He's not going to San Francisco.
Yeah, true.
That's why Philly, you're making my point for me. That's why I said that Texas is probably going to be his best bet.
But okay. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't say that the Texans are going to be a contender with Saquon on their team. I would not say that. Now, the Bengals, they'll probably be back in the mix next year. We know that, right?
Okay.
But when you look at the coaching carousel and you look at the talent that's out there, I know you don't want to hear it. If he goes to the Cowboys, I think that's actually a better fit.
I think that's a great fit.
Now, you know what? I agree with you. So, as much as I don't want to see that, I agree with you. I do think that the Cowboys would be a good fit for him as well. But to me, the reason why I talk about the all right, so let's look at the AFC South. The Jags are definitely a team that, you know, it's
they hit or miss.
You're not sure about.
They're hit or miss.
They're hit or miss.
True.
You know what I mean? B. James, you know about your Titans already.
Definitely a miss.
You know what I'm saying? They're a miss right now. That's the reason why I call the Texans a contender. With that, because at the end of the day, Philly, you talk about this all the time.
You got the Colts coming back next year.
Philly, you got to win the division, right?
You do.
You got to win the division.
And this is like I said, this is why, because if he's going to brand build, and if Jerry Jones is going to bring attention and controversy, you can't have Saquon Barkley be in Texas and go to Houston instead of Dallas. Dallas fans will lose their mind knowing that they need a running back.
Hey, Saquon in Philadelphia could work too.
He definitely could.
Philadelphia is a team that don't think that they ain't gonna go after him if they can. I guarantee you they would.
Yeah.
I guarantee Saquon's gonna have a lot of takers. He's gonna have a lot of takers.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I like
but it's really gonna matter about how much he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's gonna really matter about how much he wants, and if people are gonna be willing to give up that kind of money. To be honest with you, as far as the actual, you know, piece of the puzzle for the Cowboys, you guys are absolutely right. 100%. You are absolutely right in that regard. But I don't think the Cowboys will give him that kind of money, because they do have Pollard. Pollard does do work for them there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He knows he knows the team. He knows the scheme. Dak loves him. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Dak is another guy that, you know, he's you know what I mean? If he has another bad year, I think you can stick a fork in him. I don't think nothing's going to happen to him this year. But if he has another bad year, I think you stick a fork in him. But nonetheless, I think that, you know, Saquon on the Cowboys, I think the Saquon on the Eagles could probably be a safer bet than you would see with the Cowboys.
I'm sorry.
You know
the reason why I love him on the Cowboys is exactly because of Pollard. Because you have a two-back system like that, you keep both of them fresh. You should be able to keep both of them healthy. You'll get maximum performance from both of them. And we all know that Philadelphia don't believe in running the football like they're supposed to. They want to give it to Jalen Hurts to run. They don't hand the ball off to the running back like they supposed to. They didn't do it in the Super Bowl. They didn't do it last season. And they got some internal issues that they have to address. We all know that. I'm just saying, when you said contender, and I look at Dallas, and I look at how, you know, they let Coop go. You know what I'm saying? They let a very special talent, and they suffered because of that. But you got a chance to bring in Saquon Barkley, and I don't even know if he get like a long-term deal or whatever. But you're gonna break bread and let him have incentives and perform and everything else like that. But you got a two-headed monster like that, man. Dak is gonna be living his best life. He's gonna be living his best life.
But and you know what? And you know what's funny is Illuminati just mentioned it in the chat. Talking about Aaron Jones, because Aaron Jones haven't agreed to a deal or anything, or restructure or whatever. Mm-hmm. So if Aaron Jones was to go, I could see Aaron Jones going to the Cowboys. I could see that. And the only reason I could see that, Aaron Jones and Saquon are two different type of backs. Yeah. So I think Pollard's going to be more of your, if you want to talk about thunder lightning type of situation.
They haven't signed Pollard back yet. Pollard's a free agent too.
He's a free agent too. Yeah, he's a free agent too. So because both of them, but I think Jerry Jones, I think Pollard wants to stay a Cowboy. I think he does.
He does. That's why I'm talking like that.
Yeah, I think he wants to stay a Cowboy. I think Pollard wants to stay there.
I think if they go get Jones, that'd be the worst person to get for the Cowboys.
I agree, because I thought about Saquon going to the Packers, and I was like, nah, because they're younger. The window is it's not going to overlap like it needs to, right? And Aaron Jones is basically like Ezekiel Elliott all over again for the Cowboys. They don't want to go in that direction. You have a big name, you have a back on that level, and if you get Saquon, you can get you a shifty, speedy back, in the third round. All the combine times are out. But, like I said, to me, Dallas needs to go get that dude. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Oh, everybody going to be trying to go get him, no? Everybody going to be trying to go get the man. They going to see, they're going to kick the tires. They're going to kick the tires.
I think Jacobs from the Raiders would be a great running back for the Packers.
Yes, I agree with that too.
I agree with that too.
I agree with that too.
I agree with that too. I don't think, and just for, I had this conversation with somebody earlier. I think all the big backs are out there, including Derrick Henry's out there too. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, all of those guys. None of them need to be on the Giants. None of them.
No. I think
it's not a fit. It's not a fit for none of these backs.
I think Derrick Henry needs to either go to Baltimore, Dallas, or possibly stay with the Titans.
Nah, he's not coming home. He's not going back.
Maybe even Minnesota. I can see him in Minnesota too.
They got no quarterback, bro.
That's why I can see him in Minnesota. But I know he wants to go to a contender. So if we're talking contenders, the only team I can see him going to that's actually a contender, I can also see him on the Chargers too. Derrick Henry on the Chargers could be crazy.
How old is
Derrick? Black Phoenix? Yes, absolutely. Henry to Baltimore. That'll be hell.
No, yeah, that run game with him and Lamar, I'm telling you, bro, that'd be crazy. That'd be a lot to stop.
That's torture for a defense.
But how
that is torture.
With 29?
Okay, so is he gonna be your number one back? Is that how you see him? As the number one?
I mean, he's definitely a number one back.
I mean, like, I think he should be in a situation. Derrick Henry's always been best when think about it, when they had the little dude from the Patriots that came there and they was able to spell him, and they had like a running back by committee. When they had DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry when he first got there, he was successful. I think if you got a two-back situation that he can go into, I think Derrick Henry would be fine wherever he went with a two-back situation.
But like you mentioned, Baltimore, Lamar Jackson is damn near running back.
Yeah, and you still, I think they still got J.K. Dobbins too, right?
Right, they got J.K. He's just always injured.
Yeah.
But Henry, J.K. Dobbins, and Lamar Jackson.
You preserve the life of both of those guys if you have both of them.
Yeah.
And Keaton Mitchell, the Keaton Mitchell too. So you got a plethora of backs.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Because they do some shady, grimy stuff. How would you feel if the Niners brought Derrick Henry in as the number 2? Because McCaffrey is a weapon. He's a receiver.
Derrick Henry he's taking a minimum deal to go to the Niners.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying in general. There's no question in my mind. If he goes to the Niners, it's a minimum deal.
Yeah, he ain't getting the money he wants.
He ain't getting the money he wants.
But he might get a chip. But he might get a chip. So
possible. Yeah.
So I'm just saying. There's a lot of potential teams that are sitting in really good places right now.
If I'm reading, I said Minnesota too was because they have an extremely underrated O-line.
Yeah,
and they have an extremely underrated O-line, and
it's been the best for years.
Yeah. So if you regardless of what quarterback goes to Minnesota, which I think Russell Wilson would be probably the best fit for Minnesota, or maybe even Justin Fields. Just think about Justin Fields, Jettas, Derrick Henry, and oh my God,
man, beastly. Straight beastly.
It's so many different scenarios you could go with the free agency. It's
gonna be wild. Yeah. This free agency is gonna be wild, man.
Yeah. But I want Justin in Atlanta. I want him in Atlanta.
Yeah, I want him in Atlanta too. I think that would
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I like that call.
All the young talent they can grow together. I would love to see him in Atlanta.
But I mean, obviously, if he was to go to Atlanta, if he goes to the Atlanta, then the Bears they're taking.
I can see Derrick Henry in Buffalo too.
It would be a good fit.
Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, James Cook. That little change of pace. Yeah, I like it.
It's just the cap situation is terrible. The cap situation.
Yeah. That's the only. That's why they're getting rid of all these players. The Bills getting rid of everybody.
What's up? What's going on with the Browns and Chubb? Because Chubb had that terrible injury.
I don't know if he's gonna come back 100% from that, man. I just don't know. I was looking up something the other day about it. I need to see if I could pull it up. But I was looking up something the other day about that because I had that same question, B. James, about Chubb, and the little article that I read on him. It shows that he's improving, but he's still not there yet. I don't think he's gonna be 100% from that.
I'm gonna
that injury.
I'm gonna go Austin Eckler to the Bears. I'm gonna say what you call it? What's the Packer running back?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
I say he's a giant. I'm gonna go with Pollard. I can see Pollard going to the Eagles. But it would have to be another player there. I could see Derrick Henry. I don't know. I just see Derrick Henry going to the Ravens, man. It just seemed like a match made in heaven. And I could see it was Saquon Barkley either going to the Chargers, or the Cowboys.
Chargers or Cowboys, huh?
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with everything that you said. I do, 100%. I can see that they would be great fits. But we're gonna find out, man, because the combine is over. Free agency's next.
All right.
When's free agency?
Next week, the 13th.
It is next week. Yeah. Okay. Yep, it's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be interesting, man.
Free agency frenzy on NFL Network. Can't wait. So, with that being said, that's our podcast for today. Also, the guys that are interested in season 5, everybody that opted in the inbox, you guys have all the information. We will begin collecting the funds for season 5 next weekend. By that time, we'll know who's not in, and those guys will be replaced. So if you have not opted in by next weekend, or let me know that you want to play or participate next in season 5, you need to let me know before next weekend, because what happens is I'll find a guy to take your place next weekend. So that's what I'll be looking for, guys to fill the teams, the people that have not opted in with me yet, and you may lose your team. I think that happened to Black Phoenix last. He's like, I'm gonna get back to you, and then when he got back to me, somebody had already bought the team.
Burko.
It was Burko, and he did go to a Super Bowl after.
He was mad, got to the bowl, right?
I think that was Burko. Yeah, Burko opted in and ended up in the bowl. So, so definitely get with me in my inbox. Hit me up and let me know, because you don't want to miss out. It's going to be dope. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the cap situation. We will be increasing everyone's salary cap by $50 million, so that everybody will get a $50 million bonus to their team going into the re-sign phase. So if you don't have money, you have money to re-sign your players. You have an extra $50 million, and that's not even counting whatever you get from restructuring too. So that'll probably be another $50 million. Everybody have a little bit of paper going into free agency and going into re-sign the players that they have, even if they, went about this season as if it was the last. So
question that a lot of people are gonna ask is with the re-up for the 5th season.
Yes.
Is it going to be specifically Xbox again?
No, there may be PS5 guys coming over as well. So I know there were guys that were kicked out of PS5 or left PS5 for whatever reasons. If they have, we may make it crossplay for that purpose, so that those guys can get an opportunity to participate in the league as well. So
that is my question. I don't want to dance around it. Is it possible that he could return to the league?
He?
Who's he?
Oh, this may be his redemption opportunity. So yeah, there's
out there.
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of guys that are trying to get into, that have been trying to get into the league. So if you're on the fence about playing, you need to figure that out fast, because there will be somebody that will take your team right away. There's guys we got hybrid guys, we got guys that have been kicked out of leagues and are left leagues for whatever reason, and so it's a lot of people trying to get in. So what I'm saying is, if you want to retain your team, let me know now. I think it's only like 4 people that didn't opt in, and like the other 4 people were like thinking about it. Only person that probably said they wasn't gonna play was Cal Bear, and I think that Cartman. So that was it. That was only 2 people that told me. So it's only maybe 2 spots now, but I think it may be 4 total. So, and we already got guys to take the 2 teams for the guys that already said they weren't gonna play. So, if you want to get in, like I said, it'll still be a $2,000 prize pool and everything. Just make sure you do everything necessary by next weekend when you get the information to retain your team, so you can continue to compete. That's all I ask. So, with that being said, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Philly, wish you best of luck on your safe travels, man. Philly's gonna be going for 2 weeks.
Safe travels, brother.
He's going to the Cayman Islands to collect his millions of dollars.
That's right, Konnichiwa. hey, I don't know, man. I'm assuming, I got to take a look and see what time it is, but it could be a possibility, man. Could be a possibility. Should I bring my laptop? Should I bring the setup? I can be on screen.
Yeah, bring it if you can.
I would love to do that.
Okay, hey, man. If that's a possibility that you can go live with us from Japan or wherever you're gonna be at, that'll be hella dope, man. That'll be dope. That'll be something we taking Madden Underground to Japan.
I'm gonna tell you right now, when I go on vacation with my wife, don't ask me to do that.
Why not, Snipes? Why not, man? It's like you taking us with you, bro.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. He being selfish right now.
Yeah, we want to see. We want to see Jamaica. We want to see the metropolis.
You act a real cashew right now, brother.
Yeah, look, because cashews everything around me. You know what I'm saying?
So that's all I'm saying, man. But if you do that, that'll be dope. Snipes, if you decide to go on vacation, it's like you taking us with you, man. Packing us in your luggage with you.
You know what? I'll tell you like this. I'm going on vacation if I'm not mistaken, end of June.
You got to, and if you do,
poolside, end of June,
poolside, bro.
So,
with
but check this out.
But
check this out though too because I'm going on vacation the end of June, right? So obviously that's around the time college might be coming out. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But if college comes out, I ain't got. I'm gonna let wifey know tonight when we get off air that if college comes out around that time, or we find out it's coming out around that time, the Xbox Series S is coming.
Oh yeah, gotta go, man.
It has to.
It has to.
I'm gonna bring the extra long Ethernet cord just in case.
Okay.
Just in case. Not gonna leave it up to the Wi-Fi.
Man.
I got all my tools because they don't expect for people, to be rearranging things. I got all my tools to do so.
Okay. Well, you better equip, man.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming, man. Over 2 years. So thank you for that. I
appreciate
we'll
it, Inglewood.
We'll talk offline.
No, for sure. And Inglewood, man, check your inbox. We need to know if you locking in with us for season 5 too, bro. Let me know. I think that was another person I didn't hear from yet. So let me know, man, so I can get that roster together and get this season. We can lock everybody in. Oh, he's in. So Inglewood's here. So it's only 2 guys not coming back. So everybody else is in. Crazy
here.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right.
It's cashy.
All right, man. Well, hey, it's gonna be interesting. Season 5 is a go.
Yes.
Everybody check in with me next weekend, and we'll get things together. Season 4 is underway, and the King is beating the crap out of everybody. Hide your wives, hide your kids. That man is violent. He is killing everybody out here. He killed me. He just killed Z King Shay, whose game plan doesn't even allow him to get blown out. Like, this style of play doesn't even allow him to get blown out, and he blew him out today. So, yeah. So we'll be back next week, and hopefully Philly be able to join us. If not, he'll be enjoying vacation, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right.